This is question number 6. We're told that the line PQ has endpoints P and Q, where P is 6, minus 5, and Q is minus 2, minus 3. We're asked to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find the equation of a line. So what we'll do first, just to sort of get an idea, what we're doing is we'll put down a little diagram. So what we have here is our initial line, PQ or QP. We don't want the equation of this line, we want the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So what does that mean? Well, a perpendicular bisector, first of all, bisector means that we're going to cut through the middle. So we'll highlight the midpoint on the line. And perpendicular means that our line is going to be at right angles with our line QP. So the line we're trying to find is the one shown here in green. So to find the equation of any line, we need a point on the line, and we also need the gradient of that line. So first of all, the point we're going to find, which lies on the green line here, is going to be the midpoint, this red point here, which is the midpoint of the line PQ. So what we need to do, first of all, is write down our midpoint formula. So we have our midpoint formula here. We'll call the midpoint A, so as not to get mixed up with the gradient, which will be M. So this is x1, and this is y1, and this is x2, and this is y2. So substituting these numbers into our midpoint formula, we get 6 plus minus 2 over 2, and minus 5 plus minus 3 over 2. So if we simplify, then 6 add minus 2 is the same as 6 minus 2, which is 4 over 2. And when we have minus 5 plus minus 3, which is going to be minus 8 over 2. Those can be simplified again to give our midpoint 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and minus 8 divided by 2 is minus 4. So the midpoint of our line is 2 minus 4. We now have a point in order to work out the equation of a straight line, but we now need the gradient of the green line. So we can't use the normal gradient formula to work out the gradient of this line because we would need 2 points on the line for that. What we can do is we can first work out the gradient of the line PQ. If we can work that out first, then we can use the perpendicular lines equation to work out the equation of the second green line. So first of all, to work out the gradient of PQ, we need to write down the gradient formula for PQ. So we have MPQ, the gradient of the line PQ, equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So substituting in our numbers, y2 is minus 3. We are going to subtract y1, so take away, and y1 is minus 5. And on the bottom line, we have x2 minus x1, so x2 is minus 2. Take away x1, which is 6. So on the top line, we have minus 3 minus 5. That's the same as minus 3 add 5. On the bottom line, it's minus 2 minus 6, which gives us minus 8. And on the top line, minus 3 plus 5, which gives us 2. Minus 3 add 5 is 2. On the bottom we have minus 8, so we can simplify. That gives us 2 over 8, which is minus a quarter. So the gradient of our line PQ is minus a quarter. Using our formula m1 times m2 equals minus 1, then that means that the gradient of the green line, m2, is going to be, well, all you have to do is turn this one upside down and change the sign. So it was negative, so our answer is positive. 1 quarter, invert it, gives us 4 over 1, which is 4. So the gradient of the line that we're looking for is 4. So now we have the two things that we need to work out the equation of the line. We have a point, point A, and we have the gradient, which is 4. So what I'm going to do at this point, to give myself more space to work with, is I'm going to clear away this working, leaving us with the two important pieces of information, the point that we need on our line and the gradient. So what we need to do now is substitute that into a straight line formula. So our straight line formula is y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. And that's where a and b are the numbers 2 and minus 4. So substituting those in, we have y minus b, so that's y minus 4. And that's equal to m, the gradient, which is 4. And then we have x minus a, so it's x minus 2. So simplifying, that gives us two minus signs, gives us y plus 4 equals, and multiplying out this bracket, we have 4 times x, which is 4x, and 4 times minus 2, which is minus 8. So what we'll do now is we'll collect all our terms to the one side. So we'll leave 4x and minus 8 on the right for the minute, and we'll bring y and plus 4 across. So y becomes minus y when we change side, and plus 4 becomes minus 4. That leaves us with nothing on the left hand side. And simplifying the right hand side, we have minus 8 and we have minus 4, which is minus 12. So we have 4x minus y minus 12. Flip this round to get the 0 on the other side. That gives us 4x minus y minus 12 equals 0. And that's our final answer, the equation of the green line.